Hello students, welcome to the last video lecture of Unit 3. Here we will discuss one more numerical related with liquidator final statement of account. Okay, now let us solve this numerical. Here it is said that the following liabilities and asset of X Limited is given as on 31st March 2012. Now on the liability side we can see there is share capital. There is 14% for 4,000 preference shares of 100 each, which is fully paid of value 4 lakhs. Okay, there is 8,000 equity shares of 100 each, and on that only 60 rupees has been paid. So it is a partly paid equity share, and the amount invested by the equity shareholder is 4 lakh 80,000. Next, we have reserve and surplus. So there is no balance in reserve and surplus. Then we have secured loan. That means that kind of loan on which some kind of security has been provided by the company. So 14% debenture having a floating charge on all the assets. That means around 2,30,000 rupees has been raised from the debenture holder by the company, and the company have promised to pay them 14% interest. And this the debenture holder have a claim on all the assets that the company hold. Okay, so when the company provides security to any creditors or any debenture holder, not on a single asset but on all the asset, then that kind of security is known as floating charges. Okay, next we have interest accrued on above debenture also having floating charges as above. That means if there is any interest which is outstanding, which is due, or which is not yet paid, then that interest is also to be provided. Okay, and they can claim over the assets, all type of assets. Okay, so that is 32,200. Next, we have loan on mortgage of land and building. That means a loan has been taken from the financial institute by the company, and against it, as a mortgage, that means as a security, the company have provided the land and building. Okay, so the amount is 1,50,000. Here we can see that the land and building value is land is 40,000 and building is 1,60,000. That means they can by selling this land and building, they can easily cover up the loan amount. Okay, next is unsecured loan. So here the amount of unsecured loan is not given, it is nil. Okay, next current liability and provisions. So okay, before moving on, let me explain what is unsecured loan. So secured loan, it's clear, right? So whenever loan is taken and against it any kind of security is given, then it is known as secured loan. But unsecured is opposite to that. That means that kind of loan on which no security is given, no mortgage is provided. Okay, next, current liability and provisions. So the company have a current liability, that is sundry creditor, that is 1,17,800. So you know what is sundry creditor. Sundry creditor means all those person to whom the company owes, okay, to whom they have to pay. So these are like a kind of liabilities, current liabilities. Next, on the asset side, the company have fixed assets, land, building, plant, machinery, patent. Okay, they may also have investment, but in this case there is no investment. Then we have, so all this item will come under fixed asset. Then come the current assets. Okay, current assets, loan and advance. So here in current assets they have stock at cost. This is at cost price, not at market price. Then they have sundry debtors, 2,30,000, cash at bank 60,000, and there is a negative balance in surplus account. That means in profit and loss account they have a negative balance of 2,40,000. Now here it is said that on 31st March 2012, the company went into voluntary liquidation. So on this date, that means on the date of balance sheet, the balance sheet is prepared. The balance sheet is prepared on 31st March 2012. Okay, please keep in mind this date. Now on this date, the company went on voluntary liquidation. So since they were making loss, means there is a loss of 2,40,000, so they decided to close down the business. So on this decision, the dividend on 14% preference share was in arrear for 1 year. So on this date, there was the dividend on the preference shareholder at the rate of 14% is for arrear for 1 year, which has to be paid. Okay. Next, sundry creditors include preferential creditor amounting to rupees 30,000. Now, this sundry creditor total is 1,17,800. Now, out of this 30,000 of the creditor will come under the category of preferential creditor. Okay. Next, the asset realize the following sum. So the land was sold for 80,000, building for 2 lakh, plant and machinery for 5 lakh, patent for 50, stock for 1 lakh 60, sundry data collected was 2 lakh rupees. Now the expenses of liquidation amounting to rupees 29,434. So for processing this liquidation process, an amount of 29,434 rupees has been incurred. Next, liquidator is entitled to commission of 2%. The liquidator who is carrying out this liquidation process, he will get 2% commission for selling out the asset on behalf of the company, except cash at the bank. Okay, then that means excluding the cash amount, the amount which has been received by selling the asset like the land, building, machinery, patent, stocks, including the data. So on this all amount, he will get a commission of 2%, and 2% amount distributed among the unsecured creditor other than the preferential creditor. That means for 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 making the list uh, for making the list of unsecured creditor, or for paying the unsecured creditor also, he will get a commission of 2%. Next, all the payments were made on 30 June 2012. Now here you please keep in mind that the balance sheet date was on 31st March 2012, but the payment was made on 30 June 2012. That means after 3 months. Okay, after 3 months of the balance sheet. Now, interest on mortgage loan shall be ignored at the time of payment. Here, interest on a mortgage loan. That means here in the question in the balance sheet, we can see that there was a loan taken on mortgage, that is 1,50,000. Now, on this amount, if there is any interest due, the interest due is will be for 3 months, because uh, how come it will be 3 months? Because the date of balance sheet was 31st March 2012, and on 31st March 2012 there was no arrear on interest, right? But uh, the payment to the loan provider was given on 30 June, after 3 months of the balance sheet. That means at least for 3 months they may charge interest, right? But they won't get any interest on that. So now let us solve the numerical. So here what we will do, we will like on the debit side we will write down, so on the debit side we will write down to asset realized. So cash at bank, it was 60,000, then data 2 lakh rupees was recovered from data, stock was sold for 1 lakh 60, land was sold for 80, building 2 lakh, plant and machinery 5 lakh, patent 50,000. So in total 12 lakh 50,000 was recovered. Okay, it was realized. 12 lakh 50,000 was realized from the asset. Now this amount will be used for paying the expenses. So first we will pay by liquidation expenses. So liquidation expenses, it is 29 29,434. Then liquidator remuneration. Liquidator remuneration is 2% of the asset realized. So which asset he have realized? He have realized the data, he have realized the stock, he have realized the land, building, and plant and machinery. Okay, this five item five items CF realized. So sorry, not this five, the six item including the pattern, uh, up to this, right? Including the cash at bank, he have sold all this assets, and by selling all this asset the total amount realized was 11 lakh 90,000. So on this 2% he will get commission, so it is 23,800. Then 2% of unsecured creditor. So the total value of unsecured the total value of creditor is 1 lakh 17,800. Now out of this 30,000 was preferential creditor, so we will minus this 30,000 from 1 lakh 17,800, and the amount will be 87,800. Now on this 87,800, which is the amount of unsecured creditor, this is the amount which will be paid to the unsecured creditor. Okay, on this also he will get 2% commission, so it is 1,756. So in total it will be 23,800 plus 1,756, it is 25,556. Okay, next is buy loan on mortgage. So next we will pay the loan which was taken on mortgage by providing land and building as security. Okay, land and building. So it is fully secured. Okay, it is a fully secured creditor. So whenever any loan which is as fully secured or partly secured, it will come under the category of secured creditor or partly secured creditor. So okay, so in this case, before paying the other type of creditor, we will first pay the secured, fully secured and partly secured creditor. So the amount is 1 lakh 50,000. Okay, next we will pay the debenture holder. Debenture holder is also a fully secured creditor. Okay, but we will show it separately here. So by debenture holder, the amount to be paid is 2 lakh 30,000 plus interest. So for 1 year the interest amount is 32,200, which is given in the question in the balance sheet. Okay, plus this 8,050, this represent interest for the 3 month from the date of balance sheet. This is the date of balance sheet. Okay, from the date of balance sheet, it start from 31st March, right? But we will take it from 1st April. So 1st April to uh, June. So it covered a 3 month at the rate of 14% on the principal amount, which is 2 lakh 30,000. So 2 lakh 30,000 on this 2 lakh 30,000, 14% for 3 months. So it is 8,050 rupees. So in total 40,250 rupees you have to the company have to pay. So in total 2 lakh 70,250 rupees is due to the debenture holder, which will be paid. Okay, next to preference creditor. So preferential creditor is given as 30,000. Then unsecured creditor, it is 87,800, which we have already calculated, right? Then next is by preference shareholder. So preference shareholder, total amount to be paid is 4 lakh plus area of dividend for 1 year. The area is 56,000. Now how we have got this 56,000? Because the interest uh, payable to the preference shareholder is 14%. So 14% of on 4 lakh, it is 56,000. So it is 4 lakh 56,000 in total. Okay, so after paying all this liability, so whatever amount is left, so the amount left is 2 lakh 960 rupees. So this 2 lakh 960 rupees will be divided among the equity shareholders. So since total how many shares were there? Equity shares 8,000. So on 8,000 equity shares, and that means they are getting 25.12 rupees per shares. So this is the amount that they will receive. So I hope this is clear. Okay. So if you have any doubt, please make me know in the comment section. Okay.